Woodlawn is a really extraordinary community. It's buffered by a number of institutional pieces to it, the University of Chicago to the north. The CTA, the Green Line, runs through it, both at Cottage and at King, and then it's just along Jackson Park, which is one of our historic, beautiful parks. So some of the things that the new markets have done have really helped to strengthen that community and continue to make this a place where people who have built it on their shoulders can remain and also welcome new people in.
So New Markets Tax Credits is a tool that's all about flexibility in a couple different ways. On the finance side, it's a tool that can come in and substitute for sources of financing that just are missing from the capital stack. And so actually the three projects right here at the corner of 61st and Cottage Grove really showcase some of that versatility. It's been good to have POA as a unifying thread in the neighborhood because they sort of set the vision. They worked with the community on multiple planning efforts to sort of define what are the best pieces to have on the northwest corner, the southeast corner, the southwest corner.
We founded the program in 2005 using borrowed squash courts at the University of Chicago and classroom space at a nearby church. Metro Squash coming in and working with POA was really critical, and having the land, working with POA as the landlord, was the foundation of sort of the partnership. When we were able to raise enough money to be a go for the project, the New Market Tax Credits were really the underpinning of the whole enterprise. This facility has been a game changer for the Metro Squash program. It allowed us to more than double the number of students we've served. And I think probably one of the biggest surprises was how it engaged families in the program. So before, families, it was very hard for them to get to programming. We were at the University of Chicago, which was difficult for them to come and watch their kids play. Now it's part of the DNA of the program, having parents and families engaged. CohnReznick was fantastic. They took some very complicated processes and really boiled them down for not only myself, but also our board.
It's fulfilling to work on New Markets Tax Credit projects from their inception to the closing of the transaction, and to be able to come back to the community and to see the transformation that's happening in the community from multiple projects.
Almost a decade ago, we were approached by the residents of Grove Park Plaza Apartments, which is a 500+ unit privately owned Section 8 property. The residents were being threatened with eviction and being turned out of the neighborhood. So they sought out POA to come in, take over ownership.
At JPMorgan Chase, we actually have a long-standing relationship throughout Chicago, and especially in the Woodlawn neighborhood. It's really been a community of focus for my team in community development, as well as our corporate responsibility team. And so when this project came along as an opportunity, we definitely wanted to be able to invest in the tax credit component in order to support the development of additional mixed income housing.
Trianon is the fourth phase of our Woodlawn Park project. One of the things we take pride in is we're replacing all of the affordable units, but we are adding more units in the neighborhood, so with the goal of creating a mixed income community. One of the early priorities that was identified was a grocery store, also to bring in new shops, coffee shops, a dry cleaner, restaurants.
So from Metro Squash to the Jewel that is at the northwest corner of 61st and Cottage, those are two critical pieces to keeping Woodlawn a place that is supportive of those who've built it up while also welcoming new folks in. What I see is that what makes community change the most sustainable is when residents are engaged, when they want to participate, when they're willing to speak up, when they're willing to do the hard work, and that's absolutely the case in Woodlawn. They want to guide it, they want to build for the community that comes after them, and they're willing to do the hard work to get there.